Okay, so the recording is starting now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. We're about to start. Please mute your mic. Okay, so today we'll be covering please mute your mic, Abiodun. Today we'll be covering pivot table, pivot chart, and probably dashboard. Not probably, and dashboarding. We'll be building a dashboard today. So what do you guys understand about a pivot table? I know some people know about pivot table. A lot, Seth. So what do you guys understand about pivot table? Yeah, Abiodun, you can go.
Pivot table for me is like a kind of a folder that you use to let's say you want to have a big table.
Yeah.
You insert other table inside it, so it will make it smaller. So but when you click on it, it will show all other things under it, like the bigger picture of it. I don't know if I was able to describe it very well the way you want, but it's something like a big house that just show only small details. So, but when you click on it to find out more, then it will bring out other information.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, Usifo.
Okay,
Usifo,
I
you can
think
go
it
ahead.
also is a summary table.
Okay, that's good. That's the word. No, sir, you have something to say? Go ahead. Thank you, Usifo.
Pivot table to me is to make quick analysis of a data set.
Okay. You're all correct. You're all correct. You're all very correct. But the keyword there is summary. You understand? Where you have initially you have a very mighty data set. You understand? A very big data set. So a pivot table helps you to summarize the data. Helps to pick out the aspects you want of that data set and then summarizes it for you. So you can simply put a pivot table is a tool in Excel that you use in summarizing data in a table format. So what about pivot chart? Does anybody know anything about pivot chart? Okay. So a pivot chart is just like a pivot table, but it's in the visual version. Peter, go ahead. Peter,
yeah, pivot. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, pivot chart is just like a bar chart or like a pie chart that help you represent the data you have. You can either select the kind of the type of data you have, maybe a set that's also some amount of number, you arrange it in the chart. If it's by height, whatever data you want to represent it in like a chart, like a diagram, bar chart or pie charts. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's very good. That's just the definition of a pivot chart. But you can also simply just put it that it's just the visual representation of your pivot table. It's the same thing as a pivot table. You can decide to insert a pivot chart without a pivot table. Most times it is advisable you use a pivot table first. You understand? So with all the definition we just gave of pivot table and pivot chart, I'm guessing you can see this our data set here. This is our table. It's a very
pretty and no more in it.
Exactly. It's a very large table. Okay, that is almost 10,000 rows. Almost 10,000 rows. And the columns here, I think the columns here are more than 15, which is very large. And if you give anybody this table, they'll be confused. They won't even know what to do with it. So it is your job, or as a data analyst, to make sense of the data in this table. It is your job to get insights, you understand, and present it to whoever your consumer, whoever the data consumer is. You know, it could be your boss, You understand? It could be your boss, maybe stakeholders in the company, CEO, COO. It could be your colleagues, maybe your colleagues in another department. Let's say the HR department. We want to be able to get an understanding of the performance of staff in the company. It could also be just the general public. You understand? Maybe just so it depends on your consumer, but it is your own job as data analyst to get insight from this data. And to do that, we would need a pivot table because the data is too enormous. We need a pivot table to be able to get extra data from here, to be able to summarize, to be able to get a better view of this table, and a pivot chart to also visualize the summarization of the data in the table. So let's just go through this a bit. You can see the order date, the date column here. You can see the ship mode. So I think basically this table just talks about, you need to understand your table first. It's clean. You understand? I ensured the data was clean, so we'll just go straight to the point. But we've gone through some steps of data analysis on this data, which includes getting the data. You understand? Getting the data, cleaning the data. So now we want to analyze it and visualize this data. So you can see the other date column. We're trying to just get a basic understanding of it. So let me not talk too much. Let me get info from you guys. So what do you guys think about the data? What does this table tell you, basically? Anybody can answer. You can just raise your hand, I'll call you.
Is the data that from a company that shows the sales of that particular company in this, in what you mean by sales in different segments, that shows everybody that came into that company for a particular year to buy something from different segments, how much they make, their gain, and the discounts and profit total and everything. So it's like a yearly report of sales in a particular company.
That's good. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you very much, Kingsley. So basically, the table just shows the sales details of products that products of the products of a particular company. It shows the sales for each region. It shows the sales for the state. Then their segments, as well as the customers that buy the products, and even their kind of shipping mode. You understand? Second class, first class, and the rest. So we want to get some data. We want to use a pivot table to summarize this particular table. But firstly, we need to dive into KPI. What do you guys understand about KPI?
Like knowing your customers.
No, not KYC. KYC is know your customer. This is KPI.
Key performance indicator. Like what?
What you expected from a company in a year.
Yes. Like for me, key performance indicator is like what actually sells the company, things that actually move in the company.
Exactly. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. So you can just also simply put a KPI is a measure. You understand? It's a measure that shows how well a company is doing. You understand? So let's give an example now. You have a business. This year you made sales. Let's say the number of products you sold were just 3, and you made let's say it's made 100,000 naira sales, and next year you made sales as well, but this time you sold 6 products and you made a sales of 200,000 naira. So what are your KPIs? Just for an example, what will be your KPI if you want to track, am I doing well or am I not doing well? So what would be your KPI?
I thought it's the sales, man. The sales revenue. Like,
Okay.
to actually know what is actually selling from what is not selling, what aspect of my product is selling in the market, that I didn't actually advertise more of it this year.
Okay. So basically we have our total sales, right? Total
Yes, ma'am.
sales made.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody
Sales,
have any other one?
The
Does anybody
region,
have
Net profit.
region,
profit? Yeah, region can be a KPI, but if you want to use region as a KPI, it would not be like number of regions, right? Number of regions covered, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we could use that. Although we have east, south, but if you want to, when I mean KPI most times are things that they tend to change. You understand? You set a goal and like you're expecting to meet that goal. But here from our data table, we can already see that we have central, east, south, west. So would it be good to say our KPI should be the number of regions since we're already covering for it? Will be it not be bad, but it also depends on your goal. You understand? But I don't think we should use KPI. We should use region here. So what else can you guys see that we could use as a KPI? Let's get 3. If we get 3, we're good to go.
You can pick the
expenses,
products
ma'am.
that sold more.
Thank you. So let's use product. That is total number of products, right? Total number of products sold, right? So it's like a count of the products sold. Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Total number of products. So that's good. So now we want to use a pivot table now to extract these values. We want to use a pivot table to extract these values and put them on this sheet, because in the end, the final goal of using a pivot table and a pivot chart is to put it on a dashboard and be able to get meaningful information, you understand, from that dashboard. A dashboard is just a visual representation of your data, you understand. It's just like a combination of all those charts, all the charts you have, your charts, your KPI, you have your slicers and the rest. So it gives you an overview of the business performance. If it's a project, it can give you an overview of the project status and other information just at a glance. You understand? So let's use a pivot table now to get the total sales, the total profit, and the total number of products sold. So let me get, since we're working with a table, not a range, let me get the table name. Okay, so we have the table name here as product table. So if I want to insert a pivot table here, all right, I will simply, I will simply go to the insert tab. I go to the insert tab, then I'll go here. Can you see pivot table in the tables group? So I'll click on pivot table, and then it's asking me from range or table, and that was what I clicked. So now it's telling me to select a table or range, and my table, remember, is what? Product table. My table is the product table. So here now it's asking me choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. I want the pivot table to be placed on this sheet, which is the existing sheet now where I've selected before. And it has given me the location E3. Yes, that's where I want the pivot table to be placed. Assuming I wanted it to go and create a new worksheet for me, I will just come here now. I'll click here. And to immediately I click OK to go and create a new worksheet for me. But I don't want to do that. I want it to be here. You understand? This particular worksheet. So I'll click OK. And now it has created a pivot table, an empty pivot table. So it is now my own duty to select what I want to be displayed on this pivot table. Remember, a pivot table is a summarization tool. Yes, I just summarize the data. So if you look to your right, immediately we created this pivot table. If you look to your right here, these fields came out. Some people's own might not come out, so you might be the one to go and turn it on yourself. So if maybe after creating your pivot table, it didn't come up, you can see these two tabs that also came up immediately you created the pivot table. Once you select this pivot table, this tab will also come up. Pivot table analyze tab, then this design tab will come up. So if your own pivot table fields did not come up, simply go to pivot table analyze. Then you see where you have field list here. You click on field design to bring yours out. So I'm going back here to bring mine back. All right. So in this pivot table fields, remember the first one we want to work on, the first KPI I want to display is our total sales, right? So I'll come here now. This particular, you can see what they ask. They say choose fields to add to report. So this place here shows all the fields on the table, and all the fields on the table means all the columns on your table. So what I want to see now is the total sales. So I can come here now and I'll click on total sales. So it will give me, by default, to give me a sum of the total sales. So if I want to, I can decide I want to change this name now. I don't want to be total sales. I want to change it to revenue. So I can come here. I clicked on it, it generated it, it moved. Immediately I clicked on this total sales just now. It was like this before. Immediately I click on this total sales, it moved it here. You can see it here, values. It moved that total sales to values. You understand? Assuming I selected something else, or I wanted to add something else, let's say no, it has to be something. Okay, let's say I want to add category now. I can decide to either I double click, or I can decide to just carry it. That is, I will just drag it here if I want to my columns, or I can drag it to my rows if I want. But I don't want category, I want only total sales. So I just clicked it and it moves. Most times the numerical values, when you click on them, when you select them, it moves them to this values section. It doesn't move them to columns or rows. No, that doesn't move them to filter. So we have our total sales. I said if you want to change this heading here now from total sales to revenue, just double click the total sales, and then you come here. I want to change the name now. So I'm going to change the name to revenue. Then it's asking summarize value fields by what? Sum. Okay, which is what we want. So I'll leave everything as it is. So we have our revenue there. Right? Then meanwhile, remember when we were creating tables, I always told you guys that you have to always come to a table design and rename your table. The same rule applies for a pivot table and a pivot chart. Immediately you create a pivot table or a pivot chart, you must name it. So if you want to name it, just click on the pivot table. You go to your pivot analyze tab. So when you go to your pivot analyze tab, you go to your left to the ending here where you have pivot table. Then you see this drop down that is here. You just click on it. You can see pivot table name. Some of you, your own might not have this arrow, this drop down arrow, you may just see a field there telling you pivot table name. So you can just sorry, you can just rename it over there. Can just rename it over there. So I'm going to name this pivot table revenue. Okay, so we've named that. The next one I want to get now is profit, right? So we can also is the same process we used for revenue. Let me put the profit here. The same process we use for revenue, that is what we're going to also do for the profit. So I'm going to my insert again, and I want to insert a pivot table from a table. So my table now is what? Product table. I hope you guys are following me, or you guys are doing it on your own PC. Product table. All right, thank you very much. So we have the existing worksheet, which is this one. So I'm going to click OK, and it has created my pivot table for me. So what I want to display here now is the profit, total profit.
Ma, please, can you do that again?
Okay, let me go back.
Please, I'm lost too.
Okay, just follow me now. It's the same thing. The same process for this one is the process you use for this. I said I want to create a pivot table. I want to insert a pivot table now into this my worksheet. So I'll click on where I want the pivot table to be displayed, which is this cell. I'll go here to the insert tab. Okay, so I'll now go here to the left where you have pivot table, because the pivot table I want to insert. So immediately I click on that drop down, it's asking me where do I want to insert the pivot table, from a table or from a range. You understand? So I'll click that table. Guys, I want to insert the pivot table from a table. That is this major table we have here already. So since I know the name of my table, I can just come here and I will write the name of the table, which is what? Product table. Product, I think it saves as product underscore table. In case your own is not referencing, remember to put this underscore before the table. So product underscore table is my table range. It's my table. Sorry, it's the table I want to summarize using a pivot. You get? So here now it's asking me choose where you want your pivot table to be placed. I want it to be placed on this cell, this sheet. So it has selected it for me. Pivot G3. Pivot is the name of my sheet. G3 is the name of the cell. So I'll click OK. All right. So now that I've clicked OK, it has created my pivot table for me. It has inserted a pivot table for me into the sheet. All right. So at the right now, you can see pivot table fields. All these fields now are the columns under your table. That big table we have there. These are the columns on the table. You understand? These are the columns on the table. So what I want to display now is what? Total profit. Because it's KPIs we're working. When we're done with KPIs, we'll now move to the table, to other aspects of the pivot. So I want to insert the profit here. So I'll go down, I'll scroll down. I'm going to look for total profit, which is here. And then I'll click on it. You understand? If you don't want to click on it, you can also hold it with your shift and then drag it. You get? So it's the same thing. So I've dragged it to the value section. And you can see what it gave me here. It gave me the sum of total profit. So instead of sum here, I will just come here and change it to total profit. By double clicking on that place, I'll come here and I'll change it to total profit. All right, then I'll come here and click OK. Okay, saying pivot table field. Okay, so it didn't work for me because the name is already on my table here. So that's why it's not giving. So I can just come here now. Instead of having space in between, I can put an underscore and use total underscore profit. Okay, and it has given me what I want. Good, thank you. So the next one I want to do now is the total number of products. Which column do you think we will use to get this?
Product ID.
Ma, I thought it's the quantity, ma.
Okay.
Quantity.
Quantity, right?
Yes, quantity.
Yes, ma.
Yeah,
Exactly.
quantity, yeah.
Yes, thank you. So I want to do a sum of the quantity, right? So we're going to do the same thing we did. I'm going to insert a pivot table like this. Okay, so it's asking me for my table name. Assuming now I didn't make that into a table. I didn't insert a table into that data set. I'll just go there and I'll reference. I'll just use the range. Okay, so I've inserted it. So now I want to work with quantity. You're going to give me a sum of quantity, which is here. All right, so sum of quantity. Can change here and name it. What name do I use now? Let's say
How about total product?
total product. Okay, I think that's good. Total product. Okay, that's good. Remember, we didn't name this pivot table. This total profit pivot table. So I said, if you want to name it, you click on the pivot table. Click on any part of the pivot table. You go to pivot table analyze. You want to name that total profit now. See, it's here as pivot table 3. So I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it total profit. Total underscore profit. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to name this total product here. So I'll come to my pivot table analyze. And then I'll name this total product.
I can't see your screen. No.
Are you sure? Total underscore product.
That's the network.
Is it the same for everyone?
No.
Okay.
No, ma, we can see your.
I can see.
Okay. So you need to turn off.
All right, it's okay.
Your PC. Or sorry, turn off your Wi-Fi and put it back on again. Okay, so we are done with our KPI. All right, we're done with our KPI. So if you don't like the way this looks, you can change the format. You see, it's in a number format. You understand? It's not very presentable. You see this kind of things. If you before you get know the amount, it will be difficult. So you can just you go to your home. You go to your home, so you can see here where we have number. You understand? So you can come here where you can see general. You see general here. You go down, then you go to accounting. So you can see that change. Then if you want to get rid of these decimals you have here, in that same place where you have number, you see this place here, this right arrow is facing these arrows here. So you just go there and you click it, and you can see. So we have total revenue is what? 11,165,480. That's the total revenue the company has made within that period. Let me see the period coming. So we have how many years? Okay, within 4 years. Within 4 years, this is what the company made. $11 million roughly. You see the way it is looking like this now. You can see the difference. The way it is looking like this, you might not even be able to even tell. Before you'll be able to guess, okay, this is what this is. This will take time. So we can also do the same thing here. I'll click on that particular cell where the numbers.
Yes, sorry, ma. How did you get that dollar sign there?
Okay, that's what I'm doing here now for total profit. Just follow me. So you click on the cell where you have the value. You understand? So you go to home. When you go to home, you see this number group here. This number group here. You see where you have general. You see this drop, then you click that drop down arrow beside it. Then you come down, you click on accounting. Accounting. So you click on accounting. Click on accounting. It has put the dollar sign for you, but we want to remove these figures after the decimal. Like we want to reduce decimal places. So you can just come here. This arrow here. And then I'll take it to the right. Okay.
But sorry, that time your screen was fixed on one spot when you were doing that, so I did not get it.
Let me come again. This is what I did. I selected the cell. Then I went to my home tab. Then I changed here. I changed it to accounting. After changing to accounting, I came here and I reduced the decimal. You can also decide to reduce the decimal first before changing to accounting. I think we should even do that. You can also decide to come here, all right? You go to your number, then you reduce the decimals. Then you come here and then you change it to accounting. Same thing. Okay, so that was clear, right?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am, I have a question regarding that dollar sign. What about if we want to make use of like euro or naira symbol? How do we go about it, please?
You will look for it now. You look for it when you are ready to work with it. You will look for it. You will find a way if that's what you really want.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
But the easy access to here now is the dollar sign. Okay, you even have here. You have euro here. But if you want to get, most times they usually use those currencies that are commonly used. You understand? That's what you see there. You still see naira. Naira is there, but you have to look for it. And we'll not do that today. Okay, thank you. You're good, right? So we're done with. Thank you. So we're done with the KPIs now. All right. So let's now use pivot table now to summarize some of these fields. To summarize some of these fields, we can check with the pivot table now. We can get the total.
Ma, please, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Ma, the pivot table you did on the worksheet too. I noticed that when we created the first one, then we went ahead to create the second one. Why can't we just continue it than breaking it into 3 different ones?
Yes, you can continue it if you want. You can continue it if you want. You can if you want. It is possible.
Okay, ma'am.
You can do that. But personally, I like to separate them. You understand? But you can if you want. So what she's trying to say is, okay, let's say for like this one now, where we have the total product. Okay, you can just come here now instead of creating another one. You can just come here and just put total profit. Sorry, okay, so let's put. You can just put total, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes, ma, exactly.
You can do it that way. You put total profit, then you put your total sales. Yes, you can if you want to. All right, so we're done with the KPIs now. We want to use pivot table now to get some details from this major table. So let's say we want to get the total sales for each category. That is this category here: furniture, office supplies, and technology. Let me see. I think that's just the 3. Yeah, furniture, office supplies, technology. So we can get the total sales for each category. We can also get the total sales for each subcategory. This one is a bit much, so we'll just work with a filter for this. So we can get total sales for category, total sales for the subcategory. Then we can also get the total sales for each region. Okay, We can get total sales for each region. Then we can also get if you want to still do the total profit for the category, total profit for the subcategory is your choice. You understand? Everybody designs a dashboard in different ways. You understand? So then we can also get the profit and sales trend. That is the sales and profit with sales and profit in each year. You get. So we'll come here now to, let's say we want to start with the first one. Let's do the sales for each category. So we'll come here and I'll click on insert pivot table. Same way. Insert a pivot table. So it's asking me for my table range. I'm going to work with product table. Clicking on OK. All right. So we want to work with the category. So I can come here now. I can decide to click category like this. If I don't want to click category, I can also drag it. But I prefer to click. You can understand, you can drag it and you drop, or you can, if you want to drop it in the column, your choice. Want it to be like this, but it doesn't look nice like this. So I think it's best on the rules. So we'll have our category here. They want to check the total sales for each category. So we'll go here now and you can click on it. You can either click on it or drag it. It's also your choice. You understand? So this now is the total sales for each category, each product category. So we can come in and we need to give it a name because the pivot table. So we'll go to the edge here. We'll go to the ribbon. We're going to the pivot table analyze tab. When you click on it, you go to the left where you have pivot table and then you name your pivot table. So this, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
But how did you drag it
I
to get some total?
here. The total.
Okay.
The total of each of them. Just.
I didn't get it. It got it for me. I didn't do anything. So all I did was, remember, it was empty. It was an empty pivot table like this. Here now, that's why a pivot table is a summarization tool. Once you click on it, it will give you the values. It will aggregate everything for you. If I don't want total, if I want the count, it can still go there into count for me. If I want average, it can still give me the average. You understand? So what I did was, see, all the columns are displayed here. All right, all the columns are displayed here. So I went to category and I clicked on category. And you can see it brought out the category for me. You understand? Then I went down as well and I clicked on total sales. You can see that's the total sales for each category. I didn't do anything. I only just told it what I want.
Okay.
You get?
All right, ma, thank you.
If I want it to display my total sales here, I can come here. I'll double click at the top. And I will come to this page. You can see where you have summarized values by. You have count. If you want a count, it can give you count. If you want an average, okay, let's say I want a count. So it will tell me now. This one now will tell me the count of the number of sales I have that are furniture, that are number of products that I sold that were furniture. You understand, that were in the furniture category. Then this will also give me this is also like the number of products I sold that were in the office supply, but that's not what we want. You get, if you want an average as well, you can click average. So this is average total sales. You can work with average, you can work with some, but let's work with some. So that is what happened. I didn't do it. Pivot table did it, Excel did it. So you can click on this now. I want to name this pivot table. So we're going to go to our pivot table analyze. Then I'll go to pivot table by the left. And then at the pivot table name, I'm going to change it to what we worked with is category, right? So let's call it sales by category. Sales by category.
No, my Excel is not bringing out this power table analyze, this pivot table analyze.
But could you insert a pivot table?
No, like I've literally been trying. Like I've been following the class, but I can't even all these things you're doing. I haven't been able to do it. Like the pivot table is not inserting.
Go to your file. Then you look for where the right option. On the drop down, you search for it.
I know where I've seen where all these things are, but what I'm saying that it's not inserting at all. I don't know why. I've even renamed the table, everything.
Okay, if it's not inserting, this is what you're going to do. Just wait. Let me go to the next one. We just finished with sales. Let me go to the next one. Then I will tell you how to insert without using the table name. So this one now is sales by category, right? So let's insert sales by subcategory. Follow me, the person that is having that issue. So we want to insert sales by subcategory. So I'm going to go here now. I'm clicking my insert. Okay. So I'm going to pivot table. Okay, so it's asking for table range. So instead of using my product name, I can just leave here. I'll go here. All right. So you see, can you see what I did? Should I do it again?
I can see it. I can see it.
Yes, man. I do it again, man.
Let me just do it again.
Then I said, I did this.
Let me just do it again. So this was where immediately I clicked insert table. So it brought out this dialog box. So instead of writing product table name, product table here, I just went to the edge here and I clicked on it. So after clicking on it, I'll go here to the product table sheet. Then I'll go to the beginning. Ensure it's the beginning. If you go and click the middle, you have issues. You won't get all your columns. So from the beginning here,
select all,
which is a you can click select
all.
No, don't do control. You can do control. Yeah, you can. I think it will work. But instead of control, I like to see the beginning and the end of my selection. It's always best. So you can hold your control, then you hold your shift. Then I'll click right. I'll click on the right arrow, and then I'll click down arrow, and it will just highlight everything for me. Then I click enter. You can see it brought the table name, product table. Yeah, I didn't write it myself. So if maybe your own is not in a table format, it will just give you a range, to give you a range of cells. I think it will tell you. Let me see.
Please, Mama, can you go over that again, please?
Okay, so this is what I did. I click on the cell. I'm in pivot sheet now. I click on this cell. Then I went to insert. Then I went to pivot table. Then you can see from a table or range, I clicked on it. So instead of writing product name here, like I've been doing, which has been making my life easy, I went to the edge here. You see this arrow here, and I clicked on the arrow because I want to work with a range now. It's a table, but I want to work with a range of cells. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. So I went to that sheet where that table is. So this is the table. Let me go up to the beginning. Let me delete this. So now I'm in the sheet where that table is. So immediately I entered that sheet, it generated this name for me, product table, because that is the sheet I am in. It's assuming I'm working with a range of cells. You get, so I clicked on, I'm on G, shouldn't be on G. Go to A, okay. So I clicked on, I selected the first, just hold on, let me just take everything out first. Okay.
Select the first cell.
Exactly. So I selected the
Control
first
shift.
right. Then down while I'm holding control shift. So since it has seen that what I selected is not a range of cells, it's actually a table. So it generated this product name table for me. And then I clicked on enter. And then it brought me here. So I can now go here now. It's asking me for the location. The location is where? This particular sheet, the pivot sheet. So I just click OK. So immediately I clicked OK, it brought me here. All right. So
my prompt is still telling me the same thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try and restart the whole Excel. It's still telling me exactly the same thing, that we couldn't get the data from product table.
Yes,
blah, blah, blah,
I'm
blah,
having
blah,
the same
blah.
issue.
It's been telling me this thing since that we started this class.
Convert your table to range. convert the table to, or copy it and paste it. You can see what you do. You can create a new Excel workbook. All right.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
there. You can convert it to a range. Convert it to a range. Then copy it from the beginning to the end. That's Control A. Copy everything and paste it on a new workbook.
Okay.
On a new sheet, a new workbook. You can try that. Okay. So we want to work with sales and subcategory. So we want to see the total sales now for each subcategory. So I can come here now. You can see subcategory here. Subcategory here. So I'll click on subcategory, and it brought everything out for me. So these are all the products being sold by the company. So I can come here now, and then I want to see the total sales for each product. And I'll come here and I'll click on total sales. So you can see this is the total sales of each product. So basically what the pivot table did was, let me go to the table back. So what the pivot table did was, where's the category? Okay, so we have here, okay, we have phone. So you can see here now you have, let's use phone since I'm seeing a lot of phones here. Okay, or binders. So what he did now, he came here, this is binders. He went to the total sales for binders, which was 51. Okay, he took that product, put it in a place. Then the next binders now, let me zoom in so you guys can see it. So this is next binders. So he went to the total sales and saw the sales for binders and put it in one place. Then the other one, he went there, saw the sales and put it. So he checked for everything round. Same thing for the appliances. We check for anywhere it is appliance, it will go and get the total sales. You understand? Anywhere it is appliance, we'll go and get it. And it now summed all the sales. So that is basically, it's like grouping, exactly. It's like grouping the data. That is what the pivot table does. Okay, so we've done this total sales for each subcategory. Now we can do the sales now for each region. So where are the regions? Okay, so we have the regions here. We have south, we have the central, we have the east, we have the south, and we have the west. If we don't want to do sales, we can still do profit. Oh. Let's work with profit then. Let's work with profit. So profit made from each region. So it will just come here. You can see west. It will sum all the profit for west, all the profits, and it will bring it for us. So let's go back to our pivot, and then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to come here and we'll click insert. Okay, insert. Then we're going to the pivot table, and then from a table. And our table is product table. And I'm going to click OK. Okay. So I said we want to work with the region. So I'll come here now to the right and I'll click on region. Then I'll go down. I want to work with total profit. Total profit. So this is the profit made now from each region. Central region profit was $250,548. Let me see if we could change the format this way without using I'm coming. Okay, yes, we can. Without going to the tab. We want to go to the tab. We don't need to go to the tab like I did just now when I was changing the format from this one to accounting, when I went to add this $sign. So for this one now, where we have total sales, you can double click on the column name. Then you come here where you see number format. So you click on number format, and then you can see here accounting. So you select accounting. When you select accounting, you can see the symbol here. Let's see if there's Naira. Okay. So the person that asked that question, if you want to work with Naira, it seems we'll get Naira. That's why I said When you need it, you will find it. So you can see naira there. Then it's asking for the decimal places. Can work with 0, and then let's see. It's going to give us what we want. Okay. So you can see it, right? This one is clear. Okay. So thank you. So let's change it back to dollar since we already started working with dollar, so that it can be the same currency. The most important thing is start what you are doing first.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any way we can change that naira to the actual naira sign, like this dollar sign?
It's possible. Like I said, when you need it, you will find it. You will do your own research. You will go through Google and everywhere, and you will get the answer. It is very possible. Okay. So, I think we should change it. Let's do the same change for. We didn't even name. Did we name this? Let me see. It's always good to check and ensure your tables are named. Okay, we've named sales by category. So sales by subcategory, I don't think we named that. We can also decide, okay, we can also decide to add profit here if we want. So it doesn't have to be just one value. So let me change this to sales by subcategory. Sales by subcategory. Okay, so we've named this. We can decide now if we don't want it to just be like this one now that we did profit. You can also add sales to it if you don't want to just be profit. Remember, all we needed to do here was to click on that where that pivot table was. Sorry, click on where that pivot table was, and then we added profit. So you can still come now. We added total profit. You can still come now and say you want to add total sales. So it will show you the total profit and the total sales that was made in these different regions. If you also don't like the way it is displayed, you can still change it. But I think the display is okay. Most times when you click on it, it will give you the best display possible. But if you don't like it, you can change it. Like if you check here now, you can decide to move. Let's say you want to move region to columns. It will give you something good. Let's just work with it like that. Let me see. Okay. So you can do this, but most times by clicking it, you don't really need to stretch yourself to drag. Unless the way it came out, you don't like it, it's not easy for you to understand. So let's name this table now. We'll name this table profit and sales by region. Profit and sales by region. So that's for this table. Then let's change the number format. So I said we'll double click on the heading. We'll go to number format. Then we'll go to accounting. Then decimal place, we change it to 0, and then OK. So come here and click OK, and that's it for that. Then we'll do the same here as well. Number format, accounting, change it to 0. Then we have OK. So we have accounting, and then that's it. Okay. So we have 3 tables. So let's add one more. So I said we'll work with profit and sales with years, with number, we change in years. Yeah. So which we normally call that trend analysis. That is, I want to look at how the sales was last year or last month and how it is now. So just like something that will help to create a comparison. And for that, we'll do the same thing. We'll click on insert pivot table. From the person that was having issues, have you been able to resolve it? Did it work? Did changing the sheet work?
I've not done it yet, no.
Okay, so if you want to watch the videos, right? It's okay. You can just follow through. Okay. So I inserted a table now. I want to show the profit and sales for each year. So I'll come down here and I'll look for date. Okay, we have other dates here, and I'll click on other date. So you can see it has shown me the years in which this the data was collected for. That is the other dates. These are the other dates. If you want to drill through, you can drill through. Want to open it, it will show you individually, but we don't need that because by the time you do that, you have defeated the purpose of summarization. It's like you are showing that table back. You don't need too much. They want something that will be very easy to see, and the person can okay. Then if the person wants to work on it individually, the person can now go and do that. So we've viewed the other dates. So we cannot come here now. We'll now go down, and then we'll select total sales, which is here, and then total profit. So I can come here now, and then I will double click. Let me change the format. Let me change it back.
Is it possible to do on the quantities?
Yeah, you can. You want to work with total quantity, right? Hello?
I said total quantity to work with the what's it called? The dates
total quantity
that was sold.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Hold on. And then we have okay. Yeah. So if you want to work on total quantity, same process. You just come here. You go to quantity here. And you select quantity. Then we have quantity. All right, for the person that asked the question. So we're done with that. So like this now, let me call this table trend analysis or trend table. Trend table. So now we want to insert our chart. Trend table. We want to insert our chart now. So I know you guys know about chart. You guys know about bar chart, column chart, and the rest. This data is too much. So we can filter this. We don't have to view everything. Let's work with, let's say, the top five selling products. You get, so we can come here. I want to select the top because this one now is too much. Because we're going to view it on a dashboard. You don't need it to be too much. If you want to see more, and there are ways you can work on a dashboard, you can drill through. So you can come here now. This drop down we have here. I'll select the drop down. All right, then I'll go down to value filters. Means I am at value to bring down this dialog for me. Then I'll scroll down to top 10. Top 10. I'm going to click on top 10. I don't want to see top 10. Let's say I want to see top 5. And I'll click OK. And then it has shown me the top 5 selling products. Yeah. Top 5 selling.
Hello, ma, please, can you repeat?
I'm coming. I need to even check what the top 5. I'm coming. Okay, yes, it was right. So I should repeat it again, right? This is how it was before. I said I want to view, instead of this table looking like that, I want to view the top 5 selling products. You understand? If you want to filter it now, let me say I filtered from Z to A. Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. I'm coming. I wanted to filter it so you guys will see the top 5. Top 5 based on the total sales.
On the sales figure, you see sorts there.
Yeah, can we not sort it?
Yes, you can. You can. You can. You can just hold on. Let me check that out. It's sorting based on this column, and that's not what I want. More sort option. Okay, yes. So this is it. I want to sort based on this total sales column, not what I did just now. It was sorting based on this column, and that's not what I want. I want you to sort based on this total sales. So we just go down here, we go to more sort options.
Your screen is frozen.
Are you sure? Is it the same for everyone?
Yes,
No, I think it's
No,
Yes, it is.
no,
No, it's not
No, it's
frozen, ma.
not.
Not
Okay,
frozen.
it's okay.
It's moving.
Okay. So I think it's your network. So I'll go here now. After selecting that sort, I'll go here now. So let's say I want to work with descending, not ascending. I want to work from the highest to the lowest. So I'll come to descending. Instead of this subcategory you are seeing here, I'm going to work with sum of total sales. So my sorting is going to be based on this column and not this column. What I did just now, when I just sorted it, it was giving me, I think I saw something like T, P, S, and the rest. TSP. It was giving me based on the alphabet, and I don't want that. I wanted this column. So I had to come and do a custom sorted to change that stuff. So I'm going to do here and then okay. So you can see the way it's sorted now. Can you see? Should I go by it again?
You can see it. It's
Yes,
clear.
I missed all of that.
I'm going to go by it again. I said I want to sort based on this column. If I do my normal sorting like this, you can see what it's doing. It's sorting it based on this particular column. This is not sorted. It's sorting is giving me from T, S, P. That's not what I want. I want to sort it on this column. All right. So what I want to do is I'll go there, click on that drop down. Then you see when you have more sort options.
You're basically doing from the highest sale to lowest sales.
Exactly. Then I'll come here and click on descending, because that's what I want, from highest to lowest. And I will not change it from subcategory to sum of total sales. And I'll click OK. And then you can see it. But that is not what we want to do. We don't want to sort. We're supposed to be able to get all these values on its own without doing that sorting. You understand? So I'm going to Ctrl Z, going to go back. This is what I want. I want to get the top 10. I just wanted you guys to see the top 10, the top 5 products, which are chairs, phones, tables, storage, and binders. Chairs, phones, tables, storage, and binders. So Ctrl S back, Ctrl Z back. I'll click on this drop down. I want to show only the top 5 products because this is too much. You can see display this one on the dashboard if you want, everybody with their own style, you get. But I don't want this. I want to show just the top 5. So I'll come to this drop down and then I'll go to value filters. Then I'll go down to top 10. I'll click on top 10. Then when you are seeing top 10 here, I'm going to change it to 5. 5. And then okay. So can you see it now? That's giving me the top 5 products. You understand? So now we want to insert our pivot chart. Okay. So we'll come here now, we'll select the table first. When you select the table, you go here to your tab, you click on insert, then you come here to your pivot, you click on pivot chart. Okay. So I've clicked on pivot chart and it showed me all this. So for this one, since we have just three values here, we're looking at the furniture, like 3 categories: furniture, office supply, and technology. We can work with a pie chart. You understand? Because you use a pie chart for showing proportion of each category. Since they are not much, assuming they were like 5 now, or let's say 7 or 10, You can't use a pie chart because it will look very strange. I'll show you guys how it will be. So after you select the pie chart, you can now choose which style you want, how you want your pie chart to look, or you want it to be a donut chart, your choice. So for this now, I think I like this. So I'll work with this pie chart and I click OK. And it has brought my pie chart for me. So it has brought my pie chart for me now, based on this particular table. So you can see here, you can see furniture, you can see office supply, you can see technology. But this one now, you cannot really get much information because you don't know the values for this one. So if you want to turn on the values, you just come to the edge here. Sorry. You just come to the edge here, this plus sign you are seeing here. You click on it. Then you click on, you see data labels. So you select data labels. Why is it showing me for one? Hold on. Okay, it's showing me for only one because I selected this one here, which I wasn't supposed to do. So now I selected out back, but I'm still on this particular pie chart. Okay, so I'll come here now where I have plus and I'll click on data labels. I don't know if you guys can see these numbers that are here.
Sorry, please, when you see
Yes, you click on.
You can get sometimes.
You said what? Come again.
No, you said you will come here. So I was like saying sometimes you mention the place you are clicking, sometimes you don't. I just want to be mentioning the place. You say you come here. I was trying to look at sometimes your cursor is too light to
Yes,
picture.
I get you. Okay. This is what I did. So I came to the pie chart, I selected it. Then this plus sign at the edge, the right part, the right top part, I clicked on it. Then you can see it brought a chart element. Then I went down to data labels and then I clicked on data labels. And you can see what it brought out for me. It brought out the numbers, but these numbers now, they're not visible. I know you guys will be struggling to see them. So I can just I'll just click on one of the numbers and you can see that all of them are selected. Then I will go to my home tab. So this B here, this bold here, I can click on bold to make it bold. I can also come here. I want to change the color so you guys can see very well. And I'll change the color to white. I think it's more visible now, right? Okay, good. So another thing is
Sorry, ma'am. I think you can also change the size, right?
yes, you can change the size if you want. You can increase the size. Yeah, I can this now. I can come and then I can either decide to write the size here, come here and just pick 12, or I just increase it. But I think 12 is okay.
Yeah.
So, but another thing is, remember, we're using a pie chart to show comparison. This one now does not look very presentable. I think it would have been best if this was in percentage and not in this accounting format. So we can come back to this sum of total sales. That is the heading here. Remember this pivot chart, because I used the pivot table to create the pivot chart. So the pivot chart is subject to the change of the pivot. So it's like they are linked. You understand? And there's some changes you make on the pivot chart, they might also affect the pivot. But most times, pivot table, anything you make on the pivot table will affect the pivot chart. So what I did was I went to the heading here, sum of total sales. I clicked on it. Then it brought down this value field settings. That is this dialog box. Then I now went here. You see where you have show value as. So I'll click on show value as. Then you can see here, show value as. You are seeing here is writing no calculation. We want to do a calculation for us because we don't want to show us accounting figures. We want to show us percentage. So you can come here now, down here, and then it will give you options of calculations you can do. So I can come here and say, I want to do percentage of grand total or percentage of column total. And I want to do a percentage of the column total. So I'll click on percentage of column total. Then I'll go down to OK, and I'll click on OK. And you can see it has given me percentage, which makes more sense. You get?
Please, can you come again?
Okay, I'll come again. So this is how it was. This is how it was before. I said I wanted to convert these accounting figures now to percentage. So what I did was I went to the top here. That is the column name for that. That is sum of total sales. I clicked on it. Then I went down here. You see where you have show value as. Show value as. So I'll click on it. And then it's showing me that there is no calculation. Do you want me to do any calculation? You just come down here to this drop down beside it. Where you have no calculation, you go to this drop down beside it. And then you will now scroll. I want you to do a percentage of the column total. So I'll click on percentage of column total. And then I'll come here and I'll click OK. And then you can see it has changed the percentage.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I also think that percentage of column total is not the same thing as percentage, because from what is given, it's almost same thing as percentage of grand total, no?
And it's same thing now.
Because I just wanted to clarify. I hope it's
you know, sometimes like it's also possible maybe when you combine it, like what we did.
Okay. For more tables, yeah.
Okay, sometimes the combination might not be like this. It depends on who the data analyst is. So it can be in a way that maybe the person went to. I think you saw the different shapes the table gave when I was testing. There was somewhere the total profit I put it under here. You remember what I did then?
Yeah, I get it.
So you do that calculation based on how your table
looks like.
Yes, but I think it's best to work with column, but your choice. So for this one now, you see this sum of total sales here. We don't need it. We already know this. This chart is total sales by category. We can decide to hide this one here. All these things we have here. So if you want to hide it, you just click on you right click on this sum of total sales you have at the corner here. You right click on it. When you right click on it, to bring out this dialog box for you. And then you see hide all field buttons on chart. Hide all field buttons on chart. So I'll click on that and it has hidden it. You understand? The one that was here too. There was something here too. You took it away. Then you now come into this total. This total. This total is chart title. So you can now click on it and say, we want this to be sales. Want it to be sales by category. Sales by category. You can also rename it to what you want to.
You can put that sales of category in brackets percentage.
Anyhow you can do that one on your anyhow you want to do it. But this one now is just like the beginning, the selector work. There are other words you can even use in describing it. It doesn't even have to be sales by anything. You can even do it where you never put. But this is just a skeletal work for you to understand how it looks. Some people that design dashboard. If you design a dashboard, I can take hours to design a dashboard. You understand? You can use a whole day, 24 hours to design a dashboard. For you to get what you really want, it takes time. You want to really do something. But this is just a skeletal work, right? But I just want you guys just need to understand the basics, understand the concepts, and do any customization we want to do on yours. You get? So we have sales by category. You can make this to be bold. I used Ctrl B to make it bold. You can change the color if you want. That's your choice. You get? So we can also change the color of the background of the pie chart. So you can come here, just click on it. You see this format chart area that is at the right here. Format chart area that is at the right here. So you can come here and click on fill. Maybe if you click on fill, it will ask you. You see all the options here. You can click on solid fill. solid fill, and you can see that it has filled your, it has given you a color. But I don't like this color for my background. Change the color. We have color. This place where we have color, yeah, I'll go here and then I'll click on fill color. Please put your mic on. Thank you. Fill color, then I can select this. So this presentable to me. Then I can also come to where we have, I'll use Control B and to make it bold. If you want to change the color, you can change the color. Anything you want, you can do. It's your dashboard, it's your visual. Just ensure that you don't use too much colors. Don't use colors that will confuse people that are looking at your dashboard. So people will use blue, green, yellow, and red. And I don't know what kind of color you understand. Just understand color combination. The simpler the color is, the better. Because the most important thing is your dashboard should be able to give information by just looking at it. You don't need to confuse your viewers with colors. So we're done with this chart, and then we'll have to name the chart as well. So we're going to pivot chart analyze, chart name, always name your chart. I'm going to call this sales by category. Sales by category, and that's it. So for this one now, we're done with this. We want to insert a chart here. So I'll click on the pivot chart, and then I'll go here, and I'm checking for I'm going to click on my pivot chart again. Okay. So it has given me this one. Now it will give me different options. You can use any chart you want, but there are some rules you need to follow. Like I told you now, this sales by category, I use the pie chart because it's just 3. I think if it's 4 too, you can also use, but if it's too much, it will not be nice. You get, so for this sales by subcategory, I think we can use a bar chart. Let's use a bar chart. So this is a bar chart. This is a bar chart, and then you can select the type you want. You can select the type of bar chart you want. There are different options. So let's work with this one. I think this one looks fine. Okay. So I'm going to click on OK, and then it will insert my chart for me. So my chart for me. So remember, I already have this one as this color. I can also change this background too to this particular color. So what I need to do is I'll just go to the right here, and you can see where you have fill, where that fill was. So I can change it to, it was automatic before, I can change it to solid fill. And maybe I change to solid fill, it filled it for me. It filled it for me. I think it's the same color, right? Yes, it is.
Sorry, ma'am, please. Which one are we by charting, right?
We are doing this sales by subcategory. This one. Are you with me? This particular table, sales by subcategory. So this is what we have here. So you can come here now and title to sales by subcategory. Like I said, you can always make it what you want. You can go to Google, check for other names for subcategory. Anything you want. You can customize your chart. It's your chart, so own it. So I'll come here now. This field, this I don't like the way it looks, because we already have sales by subcategory here. We don't need to have this here as well. So I'll just come here and I'll right click on it, and then I'll click on hide all field button on chart. So I'll click on that, and then you can see. I think this looks nice. Then these lines here, I think there are some
please
lines.
come again with the height.
Okay, let me go back. Is it going to allow me to go back? Okay, it's not. Don't worry, I will. Let me see. Let me bring it back here. Don't worry, the next chart I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you on the next chart. the person that asked the question. So this one now, you can see there are some lines here. Let me see if it's going to allow me to select. It's not okay. So we can work with it like this. Okay. So this is the sales by subcategory. So let's work on this other one, which is the sales and profit for each region. So for this now, let's insert a chart as well. So I'll go to insert, and I'm going to my pivot chart. So since we've already worked with a bar chart here, let's work with a column chart. You get, so I can work with this one, or these are all the charts. These are all the options you have. So I selected a column here. So it now gave me the options for the kind of column chart it has. So I can choose this one. This is just like a view to show you how it look like. But I don't want all this. All those ones are difficult to read. They're difficult to read. So you choose the simplest, that you know that your viewers will be able to easily understand. I think this one looks okay, but let's work with this. This is just the simplest here. So I'm going to click on OK, and then we have this here. So this one we have here. The person that asked that question on hiding field settings. This is what I did. My cursor is here. So I clicked on the chart. Then I went to all this stuff. That is this sum of total profit that we have here. So I right-clicked on it, and then it brought out a dialog box for me. Then I went down to hide all field buttons on chart. And I clicked on it, and you can see that stuff is gone. But remember now, if you look at our own now, there's no title on this chart. So I'll just come here now to this plus sign, and then I'll insert chart title. Can you see? Chart title. So now it has put a chart title for us. So I can now give it a title. So I can call it profit and sales. Profits and sales for each region. You can also name yours regional profit and sales. You can name it anything you want, as far as you're able to convey the message and your users understand what you are presenting. Then what I wanted to remove was this line we are seeing here. Let me zoom in so you guys will see. See this line? You can leave it if you want to. If you also want to remove it, you can still remove it. And you go to this plus sign here. Then you can see grid lines. So you turn off the grid lines. You understand? So I think it's clearer now. There are no grid lines there, so it's clearer. That's what I was trying to remove here. Oh, sorry. Where am I? Okay, that's what I was trying to remove here. This grid line here. Let me zoom in so you guys see very well. Okay, so this is what I was trying to remove. This line here. It's not very nice. So I'll just come here. I'll go to this plus sign, and then you can see grid lines. So I'm going to turn off the grid lines, and then why is it not turning off? Okay, let me go back and do it again. Then I want to turn off the grid lines here. So I'll go to the plus sign, and then I don't know why it's not turning off that. Anyway, let's do that. Okay, so let's work with this same color that we have here. So I want to insert this color into this particular chart. You know what I said? You go here, then you click on the chart, then you go to the format chart area by the right. Whenever you click on the chart, this option will come up, format chart area, because it's giving you options to work on your chart. So on this one, I'm going to go to solid fill. Immediately I went to solid fill, filled it with the color I selected before, because that color was already selected here. That is why. If I want to change the color, I can decide to come here where you have color, and I can decide to come here and I'll change it to orange. But it doesn't make sense to use orange here because this one is already orange. You cannot even see the numbers. You cannot even see the title very well. So I think that other color is better and makes more sense. So you see all this stuff, like all this these numbers here, you can start to make them bold and clearer. If you
Sorry, ma.
you can
My
go ahead.
my column chart, I'm having the blue color standing, but yours, your blue color, the one beneath it. I
You
don't
can
know if
Same with
system
mine.
formatting.
Same with mine.
Okay, you can decide to change it if you want now. Just
Maybe
see.
it's system formatting. I don't know. Maybe it's different because of different Excel.
Yeah, if you want to change it, you can just come here. You see, I've clicked on it, so it has select. Can you see all these bubbles around the? You can see all these bubbles, right? Can you see all these bubbles?
It's
Yeah, we
not
can
in
see.
mine.
I
It's
can
not.
see.
Okay,
I see
so
the bubble.
selecting the bubbles here, you can come to the edge here. Just explore what the formats you can do. There are a lot of things you can do with a whole lot. If you go online, go to YouTube, you see people coming up with new things. A lot of it's not everything that I will able to even teach. I will only just teach you the basic. The other part will be yours to research. There are ways you can even insert images into your chart and it will look very beautiful and very professional. That's why I said designing a dashboard can take you days. It can take you days to some people that is just their work. Their own work is just to design, not even to analyze data, just to design a dashboard. Ensure that there is good user experience and user interface. Okay, so what I did was I selected this stuff here. Then I went to format data series. Image, look at it too. The way it is now, I'm outside that place. I'm not on my chart now. So I'm going to my chart now. I clicked on it. Immediately I clicked on it, it brought out format chart area. So this is an option to design my chart. To design this whole background. Not the chart itself, to design the whole background. You get, but I don't want to work on the background. I want to work on this thing here. What they call it? So I want to work on this stuff. I want to change the yeah, thank you. This bar here. I want to change the color. You get, so immediately I clicked on one bar. Don't double click. You double click, it means you are working on one bar alone. See, now I've double clicked and the bubbles are only on one. Let me zoom in for you guys. I double clicked now and the bubbles are only on one bar. But I don't want to just click it once and you can see the bubbles here. Bubbles are here, bubbles are. It means all the bars, all the orange bars are selected. So I can come here now and decide I want to change it to blue. I did not change the color to blue. Okay, thank you. So you can see now the same place. I went there. Okay, maybe it didn't change because the other one was already that same shade of blue. I think that's why. So you can see it has changed the color.
Why not?
If I want to change this other one now, this one, but it's not be nice for this to be blue and this dark blue and this it's still there. The shades are too close. Somebody will not be able to know the difference easily. You get, so total sales is dark blue. Sum of profit is a lighter shade of blue. We can change sum of profit now to orange. Clicking on it here. So we have double clicked on that stuff. So you can see all the bubbles now around the bars for the sum of total profit. I'll just come here now and I'll change it to orange. Coming. Okay. So I changed it to orange and you can see it has changed to orange. So it depends on what you want. It depends on what you want. Is it orange or brown? I think that's brown. I think when you zoom it, it looks like okay, it's brown. It's brown. So that's it for that one. I don't like this color. I think I prefer the other one. Come here, let me change the color back. Oh. Hold on, I want to change this color back to orange the way it was before. And if you're selecting and you're having difficulty selecting it, you can just if you're having difficulty selecting it, you can It's giving me strange colors now. If you're having difficulty selecting it, you can just zoom in. So when you zoom in, it will be able to select
It's
it.
best to use the primary colors.
It is.
Maximum of 3 colors. Use primary colors
It,
and you're
yeah,
done.
so your dashboard don't look strange.
If the details are much, that's when you now start selecting more than you now go to add the secondary colors to it.
Exactly. Why I just did that now was so that you guys can just see that you can change the color. You can change it. Even all these the numbers here. You understand? You can change them. You can change the color if you want. Maybe just click on what you want to change. Then you go to the edge here where you have the format area, and then you change it, or you go to the home tab and change it if you want. So for the last one now, this one now is the trend analysis. For this now, we'll use a line chart, because most times when you're working with changes across years, across time, you use a line chart. It's better to do that.
Hello,
The
miss.
problem,
Please, sorry for cutting you short.
yeah.
My years is not, my own is not coming out as years, it's coming out as days. Just 0301 2050. It's not coming out as 2050, 2060, 70, 18.
It's
I don't know how
because
to do it.
you went to select something there when you didn't do it straight. This was probably what you did. Let me work on this pivot chart. On the pivot table, if you go to the let me view my field. So it's possible what you did was, okay, you have to insert a pivot table again. Try to just give it the
Okay.
default format first. But this is probably what you did. Probably turn something off here. This is probably what you did. Do you understand? So go back, go if you don't want to insert it again, go back to your when you go back to your pivot table, go to pivot table fields.
Okay.
Then when you have your columns, just go and select them back. Select them back, or rather still just insert. I need to start. I think I will start from months. Just you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you select them back and they're not giving you what you want, arrange them in the rows. Do you
Okay.
get? Like, okay,
Yes.
this will so I'll select them back, but it might not come out the way you want it to come out. So you will come here. You come here and you just arrange them. Like you move it up. You want the years to be the first thing to display. You see what I did?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so you just move it to rearrange it. The way you arrange it here is the way it will appear. You
All
understand?
right,
So that's
ma'am.
what your problem was. So let's insert a chart, this a line chart here. But my problem now will be this sum of quantity that we have here. So, but let's insert it. So we're inserting a line chart. We're inserting a line chart. We have line here. So we can choose which one we want to work with. Can choose which one we want to work with. Let's work with this. Not this or this. I think this is okay. So I'm going to select okay. My problem now is this sum of quantity. Why this sum of quantity is a problem in this chart is because the sum of quantity, the scale is different. The scale is too far. So it's like you're causing problem for the graph. Where you have these scales now in millions, This one in hundreds of thousands. This one is just is in tens of thousands. So it will be difficult for it to, because the scale will now be very large. At least if you're working with hundreds of thousands and millions, you know that the scale is just between the hundreds of thousands and millions, but this one now has increased the scale. So I think we should take sum of quantity out. If you want to do it, you can use another chart for sum of quantity. So you don't make your chart look rowdy. Okay, so I think it's okay. So we want to hide.
Ma.
Go ahead.
Ma.
Yeah.
If in the pivot table you have already picked two column you want to work with, for instance, sum of two different, the profit and the total sales. Then you want to add another column, just like for instance, this sum of quantity you want to add to it. And you are not that dialog box of pivot table feed is not there. How do you navigate to get it out so you can add it?
Okay, so you go here. You mean when you clicked on it, it did not show pivot table fields, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think I said that in the first. Okay, just click on it. You go to this place where you have pivot table analyze, this tab here. You click on pivot analyze. Then you go to your right where you have show. So you see you have field list. Click on field list and your field out.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah. So let's work with this. I think we can work with the table. Even with the profit is even a problem because it's not displaying the profit well. I think we should even take out the profit. Let's take out the profit. Maybe we'll use two line charts, one for sales, one for profit. So let's take out the profit. Okay, I think this one makes more sense. Then the value fields.
What if you reduce the intervals? You're using in terms of 500. Why don't you do it to like 1 million?
We can share, but
it will still not make sense. The intervals is too far.
It's too far.
The quantities, yes, it's too far. It will still be the same. But you can try.
So you know what I'll do is we'll just work with them on separate charts. We'll work with them when it's too much. The purpose of the line chart will even be defeated. You will not be able to see some specific points properly. So let me hide this field. Or this field, and then I will change this to. That means I need to also go and rename that pivot table to sales. Let's call this sales trend. Sales trend. Call this sales trend. Then let's do a solid fill for this chart. So I think this is okay. It look good. It looks good. It's okay. So we have to change. Let's name it. I don't think we've not been naming charts since we've been doing charts. Sales trend. Then I will rename this pivot table as well to sales trend. So we're just going to do a simple dashboard. I doubt we'll be able to do that dashboard today. So I think it'll be tomorrow we'll do that dashboard. So let's insert another table for our profit to show the profit with years. So we're inserting pivot table, working with our product table. I was thinking we were able to complete dashboarding today, but it seems we won't be able to. So I'll click on order date. Then I want to see my total profit. Yeah. So I'm also going to change the number format by double clicking on the column name, show value as. Sorry. Yes. So I double click on the column name, then I'll come to the number format here. and then I'll click on accounting. Well, it seems the tab, going to home tab is easier than this one. Have you? All right. Oh, I'm wrong. And I click OK.
Yeah, both cool. Thank you, man.
Both cool. Okay. So we've done that. So we can now insert a chart now based on this pivot table. You can also insert a pivot chart without working with your pivot table, but I prefer to work with pivot table first before you insert your chart. So we're inserting another line chart. Since we're working with trend, and then this is it. I think this makes more sense than the way both of them were just, because the scale was too far. We're not seeing the values for the profit. So we can call this profit trend. Profit trend. What's going to happen is I will share my Excel, and I will share this file on the group. So when we come to class next time, we'll be combining it into a dashboard. So we'll create a dashboard, we'll connect them, we'll work with slicers and timeline, and probably even interpret it if time permits. All right, my Excel just hanged. Picked a very good time to hang when we're already done with the class. Okay, thank you for joining in today. I'll see you in the next class.
Thank you.